down, brother?
What's up, brother? What's happening? What's going on? What's happening?
We in this thing.
Man, look like you sipping the dip.
Yes, sir. I
I'm
am.
gonna go get on and get my second one.
Yes, sir. Man, we back for another episode of the Narrative Project Podcast. I am your boy Mike. That is Jada
See
Icon.
the icon, baby.
Looking very spiffy with that Narrative Project Podcast merch on.
Yeah,
So
it's that cool gray, like them J's. You heard me? That cool gray.
y'all tap in. Y'all tap in. You know what I'm saying? Get at us if y'all want some merch. Anyway, man, I think we got another dope show. Last week was crazy. We had a special guest. My uncle Red Pill was in the building. Irving the Fourth dropped in on us, man. It was a goodie. It was a goodie, man. It was started going crazy. If y'all want to go see that, go back to the Narrative Project Podcast YouTube channel and tap in. But this week we have some topics for y'all. We always going to discuss it from our perspective, y'all. But we always want to hear what you guys got to say. So go ahead on and tap in with us. But tonight's topics, we're going to talk about provision and leadership, what it looks like from a male's perspective, and then give y'all some insight. It's never about trying to trigger anyone, but it's always about trying to provoke conversation and just everybody gets something to learn about. You know what I'm saying? So from a male's perspective, for sure, but we want to invite the ladies up here to come give us their perspective as well. So, but provision and leadership, man. So, I think the best thing to do, as we always do, drop the clip, please, so we can go ahead on and discuss this thing.
You drop the clip. I'm gonna drop these things in these inbox so they can join this cab.
Yes, sir.
Provision is not money. Provision is infrastructure. If a man has the ability, the mind, the mental sharpness, and the fortitude to come into your life and provide real infrastructure, then he is a provider. There are seasons in a person's life where they 50 might not look like half the bills, but if he shows up in other ways to supplement and make it make sense, you got to understand that. And I'm sorry, ladies, I'm not sending this as a shot to discourage you, sending it as a shot to wake up. If the only thing you know of provision is a paycheck, then you know nothing of it. If that's what you think a man being a provider is, you have no clue what a real provider is supposed to do. That's why so many kept women are lonely.
I've been saying that for the past 10 years. Y'all wasn't trying to hurt me though.
I think we've always looked at all of these things, provision, protection, all that. I think they've all used all those topics and just turned it into something financial. And it's so much
something financial.
It's so much more than that. It's so many steps and levels that it takes, even for the men, even for us to learn how to have provision, to understand what that is. Because if you don't know any better, you'll begin to think it's only about money too. Until somebody tells you, well, you got to do more of this, or you're not. Yeah, you're providing financial, but you're not. Provision is not right. All these different things, and the goalposts keep getting moved, and a lot of men tend to get confused of knowing what it is, and even understanding, feeling their self-worth until they start talking to some OGs or some people they respect and give them a different perspective on that. But you say you've been talking about that for years, so give them some of your insights, sir.
That seems to be the thing that I'm starting to dislike a lot. People are willing to overlook the message for the person that's telling it to them. That shit that's really starting to irk my nerves. You know what I'm saying? A goddamn wino can give you some good shit.
Facts.
If you're willing to listen.
Facts. Big facts.
Now, I've been saying all along, like, why y'all keep thinking money is providing? But then they'll, of course, pick that goalpost, put that bastard on their back, run across the field, stamp it in the ground, and say, well, that's part of it. Okay, it's part of it. Now what? It's not it. You're making it like it's the whole thing. But now I tell you that that's not what it is. You like, oh, well, it's still part of it. Well, is it a big part of it? Is it a small part of it? Is it a medium part of it? What part of it is?
And even when men speak about it and tell you what it is, such like we do on this podcast, we tend to get told it's something different. Y'all only look at it one way. We need this.
That's the thing about you. It ain't what you mean, it's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what people need to start getting a hold on. Stop you sitting up here and you want to make something be what you want it to be. Nah, it is, as y'all youngsters like to say, what it is.
What it is.
And that's all it can be. Like,
but they'll put it down to the person, like you said. Well, that's just what you think about it. I didn't talk to this person.
That's what I think about it when that's the goddamn what the word means. Shit.
You know, I didn't. My daddy did this, or my daddy.
Good for your daddy. I ain't your daddy. I ain't supposed to do you like your dad. I'm supposed to do you like I'm gonna do you. I'm gonna do you like what we do.
And my daddy told me this, but your daddy would tell it to you one way, but he would talk to his friends or his partners or even other males about it a different way. And I think we need to do a better job of that as well.
Let me explain that daddy shit right back.
Go ahead.
Understand this about this daddy shit. My daddy showed me what X, Y, and Z and yada yada yada. Your daddy supposed to give you game. Mm-hmm. But the reason, going to the reason why, the reason for the damn season. The reason why your daddy took care of you the way, because he's obligated to. That's what he's supposed to do. Mm-hmm. Because you his kid. If you wasn't his kid, you think he would have did that for you? No. You don't get the same treatment. Your cousins and shit don't get treated like you in that household. They don't, you know what I'm saying? Your daddy not gonna buy your cousin an Xbox. Unless he just ain't got no daddy and his sister asked him to. But that's not gonna be the thing that he do. So when you looking at that, your man is not your daddy. He don't have to do shit for you. Because you a grown ass adult. You're supposed to be doing it for yourself. And whatever he come with and he add on to it. You understand me? That's how y'all grow together. Y'all build together. Because don't nobody won't get in shit and then half this shit get took on some. Well, you supposed to do this and you supposed to do that. You supposed to kiss my ass.
But that's some always want to keep an advantage. You know what I'm saying? When the man tells you, okay, this is what this is, or this is what this looks like. Even with that gentleman speaking, he spoke so well that they couldn't have no choice but to accept it. But the thing it is, when they leave that place, are they going to remember those words? Are they going to allow those men to show them what provision is outside of it being financial? Or did they just clap because it felt good in the moment?
No. And see the dudes that come behind that and be like, yeah, because they money dudes. See, you got to know the different types of, different types of people. They got some dudes that just they throw money at it. Yeah. I don't want to deal with that shit. I don't got time. I'd rather be doing something else. Bah. There goes some money, right?
Or they'll throw the money and say, well, okay, because I throw the money, you have to do this. This is what this looks like.
Basically, they buying you. They paying for you. But when you really look at that, a dude that throw money at everything, right? If you're throwing money at everything, then you should have time to do and whatever and give whatever that woman need because you didn't throw the money at it. So you got time. You got time. You got money. If you gave money, that means you got time, right? So why do you think that the dude with all the money that just throw money at shit get fucked over and his woman cheat on him? Because that bum that get that bum, he providing a service. He providing his time. He providing something for her. He's providing something that you're not. You thought money was the end all be all. Man, I'm balling, son. I got that. Yeah, well, that boy got 13 inches and number time on his fucking hands.
And because he want to stick around and get whatever benefits she giving him, he gonna go to work.
He's showing out. And you over there, what you doing? Whatever. going out, doing this, doing that. Man, look, man, I'm living my life. I got money. Yeah. Go ahead. Keep thinking that's what it is. So all you're doing is spending it, brother.
My thing is though, when you hear the information and enough people saying it, why is it so hard? Like I said, there's some people that was in that room that night that clapped, amen, said, boy, you saying the right thing, but will leave that place and have a discussion with a different group of people and go back to saying what they said before they learned it. It's about when you hear the stuff, applying it. If it was good enough for you to clap for it, I think it's good enough for you to try to at least apply it, try to understand it.
Would you clapping because everybody else was clapping?
That's true too.
Yeah, everybody else clapping. Shit, I don't want to look like no dummy. Let me clap too. I ain't believe a word of that shit, but let me go ahead on the clap. That shit is crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's more to being a man than my finances. My finances don't define me as a man. My finances don't tell you the type of man I am. They don't tell you about who I am as a person. They just tell you about whether or not I keep a fucking job.
No more.
Whether or not I know how to save money or invest money, but it don't tell you shit else.
No more than that gushy shit says something about their personalities.
You know?
And what type of person they are.
Right.
That's just one aspect of it.
The best yaga in the world, but your attitude is trash.
Clap now because you live enough life to know to appreciate the value of it now. I mean, true, some. Now I believe there's some lady or even a man in that audience that heard that message and really took it and received it, and because they've been through everything you said, they understood what they were listening to. But there are some. I don't know
how you know, but you know.
There are some that just took it and clapped, like Jay said, clapped because it was something cool to do.
A lot of son, that's what we at right now. It's cool to do. Yeah, they wanna sit up there and use these words because they sound cool.
Mm-hmm.
Listen and all that there. Man, shut up. Shut your goofy ass up, because that's all you is. Goddamn goofy.
And they follow us.
That's it.
They follow us. They tend to follow, whatever's cool, whatever's in the room. Because I feel like this. I feel like that way when it comes to some of these trends. Some of these trends is cool to watch other people to do, but you get your goof ass up there just doing it just cause looking crazy as hell.
Looking crazy.
Hey man, attention is a hell of a drug.
They said that.
But they actually said cocaine is a hell of a drug, but attention is very well a hell of a drug. Now, on the flip side, because we always show y'all two clips that kind of along the same lines. I think this is a very important clip of something that more stepfathers that come into new relationships should speak on. Y'all check this out.
Just because you don't like your baby daddy is not a reason to try to replace him. I'm not in competition with that man to see who the better father is. I don't think it's appropriate that you tell your children it's okay to call me daddy. I'm not their father. They have an active father in their life who shows up on time every morning to pick them up for school, who's at every single game, and who never misses a birthday. It's not fair to that man for you to allow those kids to call me daddy. I want them to know I respect their father, and I want their father to know that I respect him as a father. He may not have what we have. He may not have a lot, but that doesn't take anything away from him as a man or as a father. So you need to respect that. You may not agree with everything that he does. He doesn't agree with everything you do. He's still their father. I can't take that away from that man, nor do I want to be in competition with him. I'm simply here to add value to their life and to respect you as a mother, him as a father. I'm not trying to take over anything. Don't put that responsibility on me. I don't want that because they have an active father that's involved in their life.
Well, all that running around, pushing that dad. Give me a dad for my kid. They gonna call another man daddy. You don't want because you mad. Because you in your feelings, because you ain't wanted by the person you trying to make a baby with. At the end of the motherfucking day.
I think also a lot of dudes, for whatever reason, they want to say, well, I'm gonna stay out of that. I'm not gonna be in that. I'm not gonna speak up the way you should. And I really think they should, because at the end of the day, the way I look at that, if she did it to him, she'll do it to you. She'll definitely do it to you. So you need to set a certain type of set some boundaries on how we gonna handle this. Because I feel like if that man is trying to be in that child's life and you see he a good dude, because again, we all gotta prove ourselves. That man gotta, he's the father. There's certain things that, we gotta see how that dynamic works. And maybe you can come in there and provide something different and help this family be together. Now, if you keep insisting on keeping this man at bay and going through hoops to see his fucking kid and he's trying to see him, then wait a minute. That she telling you, hey, I still want to rock with dude over here. And I'm mad over whatever he got going on over here.
Okay. It's one of them ones. I click on the piano keys on this here. Let me tell y'all something. Too many times a woman just want a baby. Right? She don't even give a shit about the man. Never, woo. She want a baby. Then she go and she makes sure she get one, right? And when she get one, she don't want the responsibility of it. She just want to have it, to show it off, to say, "Oh, look what I got. Oh, this mine. Oh, look, I got a kid. I could play dress up. I got a real life dog." So you know what I'm saying? They don't give a shit about them fucking kids, bro. They don't, because nobody with a lick of common goddamn sense gonna bring a child in this world and have them at a disadvantage to start off. To start my life off, I gotta be at a disadvantage? What the fuck was you thinking?
But when you so self-absorbed, you're not thinking about somebody else helping you or being a part of helping that child have a better life. You thinking all they need, because that's what your feelings tell you, instead of your common goddamn sense.
You know, I can't even say you feel like that. Like I'm all they need. Because if you really felt like you was all they need, what the fuck child support for? Why you keep calling that man phone, telling him, man, get your kids? What you did? You said you did that. All they need is you, right? You take full responsibility, right?
No. I want all the credit for what happens to them, but you still gotta pay.
What the fuck wrong with you? But that's what I'm saying.
Well, baby.
I've heard some retarded shit in my life. I really have. I mean, the things that these motherfuckers say is just crazy. But sit up there to say, okay, you gonna get this man kid to call somebody else dad. Well, then why didn't you just make a baby with that person and not this person? Why do that? Why the disadvantage from the gate? We already struggling our asses off. We already behind the 8 ball.
My infatuation with having control trumps all, because my feelings told me I need to have control. Because see, that's where the lack of guidance comes in. Because think about it, a part of this provision, like we said, is helping your woman get out of her feelings sometimes, because she's approaching a situation just based off feelings. You're supposed to be more level-headed and give certain logic that helps the situation. But when there's nobody there, It's all feelings all the time. My feelings tell me, well, this is the right thing. And there's nobody to tell you otherwise. Because you got a bunch of other women that are in their feelings telling you you're doing the right thing because they don't want to tell you or hold you accountable. Maybe don't even know how because they in their feelings too.
Man, look at it. I don't give a damn. Because I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of these kids coming into this world at the biggest goddamn disadvantages ever. We, like I said, dog, we already got to fight for every goddamn thing. Why are you doing that to them kids just so you could get what you want? I want a fucking Lamborghini, but I ain't about to put myself in no position. Man, if I'm not there, I'm just not there.
Think about it like this, right? Think about this. There's a single parent household. And let's just say that particular parent is doing what the kids can see the best they can. I'm doing the best I can. So I'm getting all the love, I'm getting all the praise. So when daddy come along and he wants to set some guidelines or have a little bit of some say so, what happens? They will try to stop you from doing certain things as a father because they can't see it. They feel like what? How many times you've been trying to discipline your kid or seeing somebody a male try to discipline their kid and they tell them, oh, you being too hard on him. You being too rough. Why you doing that? And the daddy looking at the situation like, bro, I have to prepare him for life. Y'all want to baby these kids and not prepare them for life and treat him like a baby up until the point where he's 17, 18, and now you want to be a man and want to say you need to be a man. And he don't know nothing or what that looks like. And then you want to say these men ain't shit. That's why. How many times you've seen a kid? That kid can be 7, 8, 9, whatever, and a boy. And everybody's calling him and he all right, and everything he's saying at that age is cute. And they think it's funny, and you like, bro, that ain't cute or funny. Because when he get 15, 16, and he's saying that same shit, you're not going to think it's cute or funny. A father is going to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Or he should see it, rather, to try to correct it. Now, how many times when those fathers, when you can have the grandma around, the mama around, aunties, and he's trying to discipline that boy, and it's, yo, you being too hard on him. Let him be a kid. Bro, I only have but so much time to train this boy into becoming how to be a man. Certain things he needs to be taught.
How and why is that so hard to understand? Me, only have so much time. And in them times, in them instances, when these things come up, I got to dive in. I can't wean myself in there. I can't I got to talk to you and tell you, I ain't gonna slap at the point. I gotta guide you to it. Because if I don't, you're not gonna understand what the fuck I'm talking about anyway. I gotta guide you, I gotta talk to you and guide you to what it is I need you to understand. I got to tell you why I'm talking like this. I got to explain to you why this is going like this. I'm talking to you like this because when I talk to you nice, you don't fucking get it. It don't register. It's not important to you if I talk to you nice. Oh, but if I get on your ass, oh, you know I'm serious. You know what is hitting for then. Oh shit, let me pay attention because he's serious. And if I don't pay attention while he's serious, he gonna bop the piss out. I don't want to get bopped. Let me listen.
There's a man.
You understand? Your boy, Money Hungry Clothing, 333, get it?
Well, that's young Tatteroni, man.
Oh, that's Tatteroni?
Yeah. But
I see your tat.
There's a man that I can't think, his name is James something. I can't think of his name. But No, his name, his Instagram for you. He's actually a pro boxer, and he's a coach and he's a trainer. His Instagram for the last, I don't know how long, damn near every day has been about him training his boys. I'm talking about he had them boys in the ring. They was 3-4 years old. He been training.
You're talking about the beast.
Yeah, the beast.
Beast.
And his whole Instagram is about training his boys. And we watched these kids grow up from yay high to now one in high school, fire running back. He be training them. He don't cut no corners with them. And half his page has been either somebody saying, man, you inspire me to want to do this more for my sons. And man, keep it up, man. I really didn't have a vision for how to train my boys, but you kind of giving me inspiration. And then the other half is you being too hard on them. You ain't letting them do this. And he gotta defend that. But yet still you want to say how these fathers not around. You cannot. Every father has a method.
You say they want control. They won't tell you how to do what it is they want you to do. Well, I do want you to do this, but I want you to do it how I want you to do it.
Exactly. Every father, every parent in general has a method for how they train their kids. Whatever your forte is, you tend to want to put that into your kid. Whatever it is you're pretty good at, or something that you may have wanted to do when you were a kid and you didn't get an opportunity to do. So now you want to put it into your kids. There's no one way to do this. But one thing I know for sure is you have to allow that man to parent that kid the way he needs to. We know about the mother's love and how nourishing they need to be. We know about that. That's been clear, cut, and precise. A lot of fathers have been reduced down to how much are they going to pay? What are they buying? But then when that child get out of line, when he's 13, 14, and now he's walking around, now you saying do something. Bro, you know how hard that is? I have to establish a level of respect from that child. That child has to know a level of love. All those things have to happen. Because a father has to be nurturing as well, but he has to be that in his own way.
Yep.
Because you can't just be all, all rough. Your kids need to know they can come get a hug from their pops.
That's right.
They need to know that. They need to know that, okay, he gonna have a conversation with me and he gonna tell it to me in a way because I know with my sons for sure.
That man tell them boys how much he love them every time, son.
Mm-hmm.
You don't skip a beat. So I don't know where them people coming from. Where he got to defend this shit.
Because, like you say, it don't look the way they want it to look. That's why. And I'm sorry. You know why those fathers have to be so hard on those boys in particular? Because of what we have to go through every single day as men. I'm not taking nothing away from women, but I'm talking about as men. The pressures and everything we feel going through life, you have to prepare your sons to be ready for it. How many of us, we talk to these men and we have conversations with men every single day, and they may not let their guard down around nobody else, but the people they feel comfortable with, man, you hear the stories, you hear what they really go through, what they really feeling, what they really thinking. And it's not good. And sometimes those men want something as simple as somebody to tell them, bro, you're doing a good job.
I'll be the one to tell it to you. I would. That's real shit. Like, when I see you, man, doing what needs to be done as a man, not as what somebody else wants you to do or how somebody else wants you to do it, but as you as a man knowing certain things. I'm gonna give you your shit. I'm gonna give you your shit every time. Like, for me, yeah, you go fishing or something with your son. Man, it ain't about just fishing. Yeah, I'm teaching them how to fish. I'm teaching them how to do something that men do. Men like to do. We go fishing. But while I'm out there, we're talking about other shit. You know what I'm saying? We haven't come. And my son ain't 6 years old. And I'm asking him questions. I'm letting him know that, hey, bro, anything, no matter what it is, you can come talk to me. You can tell me. Don't worry about the getting in trouble part, man. That's for later on. Because one, always tell them this. This is the number one thing come out of my mouth. You don't never have to lie to me. You can always tell me the truth, because without it, I don't know how to defend you. I can't defend no lie. You're gonna have me out here looking fucking stupid, and then when the shit come back and it fall on you, there is nothing I can do to save you. But if you tell me what's happening from the go, the absolute truth from the go, man, I got you. I can do something about that.
Man. Silence your phone.
I'm on the podcast, mama. Yeah, yeah. You know when your mama call, you gotta answer the phone no matter what you do.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Man, it's 6 o'clock.
In the evening?
Yes.
Anyway.
Hey,
Ma.
Look, they saying hey.
Hey, Ma.
Yeah. Yeah. Look,
You know, saying ain't going for that. Anyway, so look, story. My son wanted to play. I was playing 2K. My son wanted to play the game with me. So we running. We on the same team, and we just running like in the park, and it's like 2-on-2. So we on teams, and I'm coaching him as we're playing the game, because he just want to get on there and do a move, and he mad because it's not working. Now I got to explain to him why it's not working and how we need to be. Now his mom is just sitting right there watching us play the game, and I'm getting louder and louder and louder because I'm trying to get him to understand. And then I went up, and then I brought it back down to explain to him what was going on. And we lost, and I was like, "No, we're not gonna give up. We're gonna play again." And I'm coaching. And she like, "Damn, all that over a game?" I'm like, understand what's about to happen. So we playing. And then we finally get together. We start working together as a team. And we win the game. And man, he hugged me and, "Dad, we won." Took that moment and turned the game into a teachable moment for him, because that translates also to outside. When we throwing the football and he want to show me all these moves and he want to be Odell Beckham and all this, and I'm like, "Bro, let me show you how to throw this football properly first before we get to the moves."
Get them fundamentals, baby.
All those things matter. And so, like I just said, his mom was sitting there like, "Bro, why is this dude yelling over this game like this? It's just a game." And we had a conversation about it later. She was like, "I didn't know where you was going with it, but I understood what you was trying to do and what happened." You see it. Somebody gonna hate on that comment. But anyway.
I'm gonna see. Jordan for the win.
Boy got 2 wins in 30 years. Still talk about the wins. But nah, man, just all those little nuances that as a father that we got to use all these things as tools, man. And sometimes the ladies just don't understand. And it's not always that, like, what I look like wanting to take my child confidence away, but I have to approach him like men gonna approach him. Because think about it. You saying that's too hard. Let's talk about when he get on the football team and how the coaches are going to talk to him and how he going to be looked at from his teammates and stuff like that. How many times have you seen that? The kid
you gotta learn humility. Like that's need to be one of the first things you learn, because all that bravado and all that shit there, man, that only gonna get you so far. But being humble and understanding what you need to do in any given situation, that's when you excel. Man, look, I am all for tooting your own fucking horn. When that
we know, Lord, we know this.
Let me tell y'all something. Look at me when I say this.
That boy will be his own cheering section.
Life, ain't nobody cheering me on with this shit. Ain't nobody, man, good job, bro. Oh man, you nah. So what I had to do, I had to really sit back and take an evaluation. Hey man, you doing this, you doing that, you the face of this, man, what the man, hold up. Bitch, I'm him.
Wait a minute, y'all. Wait a minute. First and foremost, it's so bad to where even when he got a cheering section, he gonna be louder than everybody else talking about himself. Let's not forget that. Okay, I dare you to dispute it. I dare you to dispute it. Okay.
Till the day comes as such, I am celebrated as I should be. I am going to yell, kick, and scream about me.
That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. Hey
That's
man, could we please come up here? You know what I'm talking about. Please come up here. I don't need to be the only one talking about this. God,
Hey, that's
my narrative.
that's your boy. That's what can I say?
I
That's
gotta-
your boy.
it
I
ain't-
don't even know why you acting brand new. Like
What's wrong with it?
I mean, let's face it. This dude is like the Beyonce of the group. Even his shirt has to be different than the rest of everybody on there. That's just
Y'all
how
told
he
me to put the
rolls.
shirt on. I had to hurry up and go do something because my other shirt is in the lawn. What you wanted me to do? See, I follow their directions, and when I follow their directions, then it's a problem. I don't even know what to do.
Talk about changing the narrative.
Right.
But I think you saw the videos. Do me a favor before we get your perspective on it.
Absolutely.
Can we play provision and also leadership as well? We can back to back that thing. Or we can do the provision. You talk about it, then we go to the next.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
do it like that.
Sound like a plan. All right, here we go, fellas.
Y'all doing that? I'm sure going to grab me another second.
Is not money. Provision is infrastructure. If a man has the ability, the mind, the mental sharpness, and the fortitude to come into your life and provide real infrastructure, then he is a provider. There are seasons in a person's life where they 50 might not look like half the bills, but if he shows up in other ways to supplement and make it make sense, you got to understand that. And I'm sorry, ladies, I'm not sending this as a shot to discourage you, sending it as a shot to wake up. If the only thing you know of provision is a paycheck, then you know nothing of it. If that's what you think a man being a provider is, you have no clue what a real provider is supposed to do. That's why so many kept women are lonely.
I mean, again, we talk about it that we have to first define the terms before we use the terms. And that's where a lot of times we make the biggest mistake. Too many times we assume that there's a common definition for common words, and it's not. So my grandpa once told me it's common sense ain't as common as you think. Don't necessarily assume because you understand what a word means that someone else truly understands what it means. Some people have not had enough life. Again, we talk about, provision, where he says provision is infrastructure. Something that I see provision as is that provision is consistency, to continuously show up regardless of how you feeling, how you moving, how you acting. Provision is enabling in such a way. You take in a relationship. In most relationships, a lot of the ideas, the upgrades, the goals, the aspirations, they come from the significant other. But then we take those ideas and turn them into fruition. We turn them into reality. They start off as a thought that ends up with, oh, babe, guess what I was thinking? Insert thing here. We take that thought, we process that thought, and then we manifest that thought into a reality. One of the greatest experiences that I had of that was when I was married. The provision was in less than 2 months' notice. I want to take all the kids on a cruise for Christmas. It's like September, October. Like, you need notice to do that. I refuse to believe that that's not an option. Okay. And what did I do? Made it a reality that it was happening by Christmas. That's provision in some situations. I take the abstract and turn it into the concrete.
So making a way out of nowhere, basically.
Absolutely. Provision for me is accepting and living by the motto, failure is not an option. Period. Even the days you don't want to go, you go. That's provision.
For yourself or just in general? Like you taking it as using it for it.
I would say for what when we talk about it in the context of in this relationship, a lot of times we talk
Okay.
about it from a relationship perspective.
Okay.
That's the provision part in it for me, where I try to bring a level of stability. You know, you call me at 3 a.m. or 3 p.m., you get the same person.
I
You know,
definitely agree with
that is something that is actually taken for granted until you're not experiencing. A lot of times, if I'm truly providing correctly, I'm gonna be honest with you, fellas. If you're truly providing correctly, they're not gonna notice. They're not supposed to notice. Think about this, and I've learned this. Think about this when you work for in IT. If I'm actually doing my job in IT, I look like I'm sitting on my ass. But guess what? If I'm busy, no one else is busy because I'm fixing the problem. That's provision to me.
You know what's crazy? To add to what you're saying,
Mhm.
it's kind of like because I know, like as dads, I don't know if y'all do this, but I do this. You kind of go behind everybody, cutting off the lights,
Absolutely.
putting up cups,
Look,
everybody, even
I
the
got
adults.
it's three people that does this. Me, Siri, and Alexa. The three of us take care of most of those situations. And I got to check on them too from time to time to
Right,
make
right,
sure they're
right.
doing their job. Yeah. We locked. Here's the thing. Here's how you know you're doing true provision. When I was married, fellas, one of the greatest compliments I got was when the woman just blacked out. Windows open, door wide open, don't care. And I'm like, did you here? Why do I have to lock the door?
Wow.
What am I worried about? Fellas, when you're truly doing it right, do you understand true provision is when all hell breaks loose and you get the call before 911, even if you're in another state? You know good and damn well you can't get there in time.
Oh,
Yet
oh,
you're the first call. Now that's three numbers, and I'd
I'm gonna
still
get
rather
that
call
call.
you
I'm
than
gonna
dial
get
three
that call.
numbers.
I'm gonna
And
get
two of
that
them are
call
the same.
for sure. You know what's funny? You know what me think of? Maybe you make me think about is when a lot of guys, a lot of us, feel like we're not appreciated
Mm-hmm.
for the things that we do. But according to what you just said, it made me think maybe you're not necessarily not getting appreciated. Maybe you just do your job too damn good and no one notices or have to notice.
And here's the thing: if you are a true provider provisioning, you're doing it for self first. Because in order for other people, again, people should be benefiting from what you're providing for you. You should not solely be providing for another. I always use the analogy of what they tell you at the airport. Who does the oxygen mask get put on first before you put it on who? Right? They tell you put the mask on yourself first before you put it on another person. You have to have a level of stability and be able to provide for yourself before you could even remotely entertain providing for another person.
That's what it's like raising a teenager.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
In 1 week, I'm about to have a graduate. I get it.
Listen.
But the thing is, if you do it right, again, this is where that internal satisfaction and that internal gratification comes from. My favorite poem is The Man in the Glass because that's who I've had to learn that I have to be accountable to. Because if I waited on external people to validate me, I'd be blue in the face.
It's never
Would never
coming.
happen. Yeah.
At some point, you have to look yourself in the mirror and be like, "Hey, man,
Look here, man.
I'm doing a good job.
Exactly.
I'm doing a good damn job."
Or one better, you look at yourself and be like, hey man, who you really doing this for? Are you doing this for them? Or are you doing this for you? And then be real with yourself. And that's what I did.
Wait.
Yep.
No. See,
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's the difference between telling yourself you're doing a good job
I don't want to hear that shit.
and being repped out
I
about
don't
it.
want to hear that.
You know the
It's
difference.
cool when they do it. A problem when I do it. Welcome.
See, this what people do,
This
especially
is
black
what
people.
we're talking about.
Black people will take your words, right?
Chew
And-
them up
Right
and
back at
remix
your
them.
ass.
And you, yeah, no,
We'll
He said it
remix
right.
them.
Remix
We'll
them and give it back
it's
to you
the
like it's the
remix.
same.
Oh yeah, it's the remix.
No
All
Diddy.
the time. All the time.
No Diddy. No Diddy. No,
But
no
that's
Diddy.
really what it's about, is that consistency. And at some point you have to look at yourself and be real, because this is what I had to do. I had to ask myself, was I being a good dad for my kids, or were my kids benefiting from me being a good dad because I wanted to be one for myself?
Mhm.
That's what it really is about. At some point I had to admit to myself, no, I'm a good dad for me first, and they reap the benefit of that. And that's the big thing on it.
Let me help y'all out, ladies. Let me get y'all together for something. There's stages to providing, right?
Absolutely.
You don't get everything all at once because you don't have everything all at once, right? Let's go with the dating stage, right? And what a man is providing you in
Mhm.
that stage.
Mhm.
He's providing you with the listening ear, with an open mind. You know what I'm saying? He's providing you with his time and his effort. Then y'all get to the we together stage. Now, if y'all living together, he's providing you with still those same things, listening ear, open mind, you know what I'm saying, everything like that. But also he's helping to provide the roof over your head, the clothes on your back, whatever shit that you should be taking care of your motherfucking self. But he's helping, providing with those things. He's also providing the fact that ain't nobody just coming through this door. What up, Bree Bree? Ain't nobody coming through this door. He's providing security. He's going to make sure nothing happens to you. This, that, and the third. Then y'all get married, or when kids come along, now that's a whole nother door of provision that comes along with that. You know what I'm saying? When y'all think about diapers and wipes and milk and all this and all that there, nah, bro. Who that when that kid jump about a nightmare? Who they run into? They run into their fucking daddies.
Who
When they
dealing with that roach on the wall? How about that? Let's go real simple. Who dealing with that roach on the wall?
who
Who dealing
dealing
with that mouse in the house?
Or if let's just say you got a fear or a phobia of something, but you still got to deal with
You
it.
got to cut that. You can have that fear phobia until, let's face this, fellas, we can have fears and phobias until our old lady or our child. You understand? Even my very chicken wings were broken because my kid was like, hey, dad, you want to do such and such? Not at all. But what options do I have?
Not at all.
Not at all. But what options do I have? I'm dad. I got to do this. This
You know
is
what I'm
what we
saying?
do.
Who
And
got
again,
who
it goes back to a lot of people don't truly appreciate or understand. And again, this is something I've learned in IT. And you probably understand this too, Jay, because you being an engineer. Mike, you may get it as well.
Mhm.
Infrastructure. Truly understanding infrastructure. A lot of people don't understand how thankless infrastructure really is. But if you ride down one good dirt road, you're going to appreciate the infrastructure of concrete. You understand me? If you have one house where you got to get bucket out of a well, you understand the infrastructure of indoor plumbing.
Mhm.
If you had a box unit, you understand the infrastructure of central air conditioning. But you don't appreciate that if you've never been without, because that's been your norm in some situations. How many people, their norm is what the infrastructure is, but they don't understand how we got to this being the norm. Something that I learned when you even take wealth, they say that most wealth is lost within 2 generations. And here's why. The reason that wealth is lost in 2 generations is the first generation made it. The second generation honors it. By the third generation, they're born into it. They don't understand what was done because there's nowhere to honor it. The honor is gone. which means they don't appreciate that dollar like you appreciate that dollar.
Mm.
The infrastructure is the exact same thing. You don't appreciate the fact that you're bored because it was never popping every night outside your house. You don't appreciate how boring and quiet your neighborhood is until you lived in a neighborhood that was not boring or quiet.
Or you ain't never seen a club. Jay gonna understand this. Club like Club Stars on a Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
If you ain't never partied on a Monday night, Lord have
That
mercy.
sounds like all kinds of poor life choices.
Listen. When it was happening, wasn't nothing about it poor. Listen, you didn't care about nothing. And you had to be there. Stars on a Monday night.
On a Monday night, on day one of the work week.
Hey, look, wait. Let
Couldn't
me
walk.
explain. Let me explain
Couldn't
this
walk
to you.
in there, sir.
The Monday night for us was actually the last night.
Okay.
Yeah,
That was the last. That was the last night, because at one point in time, when we was performing and doing shows and doing all that stuff, it started on Wednesday. Tuesday was the off day.
there you go. If that club doors was open,
Bro, most ladies' nights are on a Thursday.
So let me tell you how good we was at one point in time. We got cool with a club owner who needed to get his club rolling.
Okay.
The place wasn't no bigger than a living room.
Okay.
And we was like, look, let us do what we do. And we did that. So from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Now, Sunday was a little tricky because I'm going to tell you. This same place Stars, they had ladies' night.
Okay.
So they had male dancers there from 9 till about 12:30, 1 o'clock.
man, they're gonna go
What's
mad.
up? What's up,
What's
Uncle
going
Sam?
on?
So look, from 9 to about 12, they let the fellas in about 1 o'clock. So now you got all these women in here, and now these dudes coming.
Okay.
That was Sunday night. Monday night. So when we talk about partying, now my bones ain't I ain't with that no more. I'm inside. I don't even wear glasses, but my imaginary glasses on my face, and I'm not no. When we not doing this podcast, but
Oh Lord.
Uncle said I was one of the dancers. I don't want to know about that
Probably was.
because I can believe you
You know what? I don't put nothing past on. I'm gonna be honest with you.
for sure.
I put nothing past them.
Ladies, I really want y'all to understand what we telling y'all right now, bro. Y'all gotta know that this gonna help y'all in the long run.
For sure.
Stop looking at that shit about money, because it is not. Money is nowhere near
Something
what is important. It is nowhere near what is providing. That shit ain't got, that's producing. That's a whole nother word for a whole nother time.
Before we go in that, can we get the other video so people see the other video?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, like Jay said as well too. Again, what people need to understand is the things you pay for are cheap. The things you get for free is what's the invaluable stuff. That's the priceless stuff, right? Right. And then speaking of this, I'll cue up this video here. This is an individual here. This gentleman is actually speaking to his girlfriend or his significant other. We don't know who she is, but speaking to his girlfriend or significant other. And in the video, he has a problem with the fact that she is forcing her kids to address the boyfriend as dad while the kids have an active parent, an active father in their life. So let's see what he has to say about this.
Because you don't like it, baby daddy, is not a reason to try to replace him. I'm not in competition with that man to see who the better father is. I don't think it's appropriate that you tell your children it's okay to call me daddy. I'm not their father. They have an active father in their life who shows up on time every morning to pick them up for school, who's at every single game, and who never misses a birthday. It's not fair to that man for you to allow those kids to call me daddy. I want them to know I respect their father, and I want their father to know that I respect him as a father. He may not have what we have. He may not have a lot, but that doesn't take anything away from him as a man or as a father. So you need to respect that. You may not agree with everything that he does. He doesn't agree with everything you do. He's still their father. I can't take that away from that man, nor do I want to be in competition with him. I'm simply here to add value to their life and to respect you as a mother, him as a father. I'm not trying to take over anything. Don't put that responsibility on me. I don't want that because they have an active father that's involved in their life. Just because you don't like it.
Let me tell you something. No matter what relationship I've ever been in, if I was with a woman and she had a kid somewhere else, somewhere, whatever, when that dude would call that phone and talk to his child, I would make that child go get on that phone. Not her, me. Me.
Appreciate you, Unc.
Yeah. I would be the one to say, hey, nah, they need to talk to their dad. They need to, whatever. They need to go, you know what I'm saying, be with them, go around and be around their people. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never felt no way. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never felt no way about that because she.
Bree said she wanted to We don't mind.
Oh, she saw it because she been Sunday.
Yeah, so hopefully she saw the whole thing. If not, let us know.
What I'm saying? Yeah, we know that's a skit. Woman would never shut up and listen for that long. That nigga just spoke 500 words uninterrupted.
See, I'm not going down that road with you, Unc. We're not about to start this again.
Hey man, you'd be surprised. I've actually myself gotten away with close to 250.
Here's the thing, fellas.
Before I got interrupted.
Some women will admit this and some women won't admit this, but every woman wants a man who will teach them things while not making them feel stupid for not knowing it. That's what they want at the end of the day. They want a man that can teach them things, them new things while not making them feel stupid in the process.
I want you to stay right there.
Oh, okay.
You know why I want you to stay right there?
Enlighten me.
I want you to stay right there because this is the part that women act. They act like they don't know. We don't consider you to be fucking stupid. When you genuinely don't know some shit, that don't mean you stupid to us. That excites us.
What you don't understand is that, let me explain to you.
You mean to tell me I'm showing you something for the first time?
When we get to teach you stuff, it's like having that cord or having that piece of wood you've been saving for days, and you know that there's going to be a time you're going to need this. I don't know when, but I'm going to need this piece. This is that time. This is why I learned whatever that useless piece of information is.
It actually makes us appreciate y'all more.
Exactly.
So
because you feel like you're doing your job. Like, let me make this point too. Man, listen. We always talk about
for your honesty and your transparency. Again, a lot of women won't admit that usually. It's okay to admit you don't know things. So thank you for that transparency.
We always talk about how women are in their feelings. Men also have feelings as well. And it's like when you make that man feels like he's doing his job as a man, he appreciates you more and he wants to do all of the things that y'all say that y'all want from a man. It actually makes the man want to do it without you having to say it. The problem is when you want to tell me what I need to do for you, when we're in this relationship and we're trying to build, I pay attention enough so I actually know.
And here's the side for you. Again, pro tip, we're going to teach you from the other side. And here's the thing that some men don't want to admit. but we actually want to spoil you. We just want you to appreciate the spoilage.
Listen.
We want you to be the spoiled brat. We want to enable that, but we don't want you to point that shit at us.
Let me say this. All the things that y'all say y'all want in the bags and this and that and the third, men that actually want to rock with you, they
We don't
want
care about
to
that.
do
Like,
it. No,
that's
they
what you
want to do
cool.
it. I just don't want to hear you say it.
Yeah.
Let me
Let me just do it.
Like you can mention it. You can say, "Hey, babe, I like this," or I saw this bag, I saw this, I saw that. But when it gets to a point where it feels like an obligation,
there it is. And that's it right there. We want to do it. We do not want to be obligated to do it. That's the difference, because at that point, you're taking our choice.
man.
That's what it all comes down to.
That-
It's taking choice.
Put on. I miss those authentic captions. It's gonna be crazy, but
We never said it was a family show, ladies and
this
gentlemen.
feels like the old days. This makes
We never. And what's worse now is that we can put his comments up, so we just gonna enable him to be even more of a menace.
yes.
Bree gonna stop coming on this show and lying like this.
Bree is not lying. This is the truth.
Bree is
Again,
lying.
they may not want to admit it, but that's what they want.
Look. Bree saying that
Fellas,
now.
I'm
Bree
telling
want
you.
a duck.
No.
She want Howard the
Bree.
Okay, so let's put that
That's
comment
it.
up. Let's put that comment up. Like wording matters. Just like women want men to talk to them a certain way, your wording matters. When you say I prefer a smarter man, let me just say this. I don't know, like some about that. Not wasn't triggering, but it's like at the same, you're kind of implying that he's not smart. It's like, but all those men of substance.
And again, I'm not trying to speak for Bree, but if I can assume what she was saying in context, and my apologies if I'm wrong, by all means, let me know, Bree. I think what she's saying is that she prefers to have someone who knows more than she does. That way she can grow or learn at the same time. She just doesn't want to feel incompetent for not knowing.
Okay.
If I'm wrong, Bree, by all means, let me know.
But let me say this. She may exactly mean that, but at the same time, like, I want to make the point of like wording and the things you say, it matters. So it's like, because a lot of times, say what you said, like, okay, if you want to assume, that's fine. And she'll live with that. I meant that. But we gotta get better with our wording, in my opinion.
Bree, you see that?
Come here.
Bring that ass here, girl. Get on up here.
And no, Bree, we're not going to jump on you.
We ain't jumping on you.
Look, the sunflower's up here, Bree. You good? You good?
You ain't gonna allow
I'll even change out my shirt and put my referee shirt on if need be. I'll make sure.
We don't want that. I want to point those things out because again, I heard a lot like, oh, you're saying you got to say it like this, and your tone. Well, again, a lot of things I see women say, their wording is a little off sometimes, but it's like, well, I want to be me.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's contradiction.
All right, yeah. No, get out in the comments and get on this live.
Because
Bree
you want to know
she's
why,
studying. Bree says she's studying.
We studying too.
We appreciate the fact that you're listening to us while you're studying. You better than me because I can't do anything with listening to words at the same time.
Shit,
you better than me.
You see that man?
That's the only way I work, brother.
I can't do it. I can't do it if I hear stuff. I can't have words in the background.
This dude will call me in the middle of a test that's deciding his life. I'm like, why are you talking to me?
Gotta talk. I gotta have other shit going on. It helped me think. I do not know.
It keep you out your head. That's what that is.
Facts. That's a fact.
Probably so. You know what I'm saying? But
look, we all men here. We know.
If we on the phone, like shit, for when I was getting certified, I was on the phone with him.
I'm gonna be honest with you. For most of us, you right. You right. And I'm gonna say even most men. For most men, you absolutely right. Jay is you want to talk about times Jay is a unicorn? This is it right here.
Bro. And again, mind you, here's the thing.
I can't do it.
I I was in the class with the boy. I heard the teachers. I heard the students. We talk like this. How much we talk. And here's the thing: half the time I'm at work, one earphone in my ear, listening, doing what everything I got to do. I'm talking about doing my whole job, not missing the beat, but it's just what it is.
Now,
Yeah, like okay, there's this thing where if I'm just alone sitting in the quiet, I'm going to overdo whatever it is I'm supposed to be doing.
okay.
All the nuances, everything that's involved in it, I'm gonna be like, but wait, do they mean this? Well, if I put this here and this not matching up, this one that I. But if he on the phone talking to me and distracting me, or if something going on, and the minute I see it, it's like I know what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing. Oh, okay. Next.
We appreciate you, Bree, for supporting and studying. We really do.
I can keep going. Always been like that. Like if it's something super serious, I gotta have a distraction. Because if I'm not distraction, I'm gonna overthink that shit.
Even him making decisions. Well, that's another story from another day. But even
No. Yeah. Let's go back to this because this one here I actually can speak on. In a kind of a way. I was one of those people that when my daughter chose to start calling me father, I was really, really adamant about it being her decision. You can call me Mr. Irwin till the day you close your eyes. It ain't gonna hurt my feelings. I don't care because I'm one of them people. I don't care what my title is. I know who I am. So I really don't care what the title is you call me. I've never been a person hooked up on titles because some of your most paid people, some of your most, established people, some of your most people that are just successful, period, have no title. They just are. And for me, that's who I am. I'm just me. So I never did care about that. But it was a big deal when she decided to actually start calling me dad. But I also understood why she did it. It's not like she didn't try. She gave it the old good college try. He wanted nothing to do with it. And then by the time he did, she was already done. I mean, game recognized game. Your daughter chose me.
I think, well, I can definitely speak on that. Man. So, my son, raised him since he was 1 year old. And
hold on. Uncle Mel is wild. Let's check these comments real quick and see what Uncle Mel talking about. I'm so sorry, fellas. I tried to keep a poker face. Well, Uncle Mel over here saying, "Don't tell a woman you don't care about titles." Yeah, that women want titles. See, again, I'm not going down that road with I'm trying to get my sunflower to change. I'm not doing this.
Titles, they want
22 seconds after you done put peen in it, you got to know what y'all did.
Now that part is right. You are absolutely right because remember, I told you fellas a lot of the dilemmas I had. Where even though I expressed that, hey, I'm just trying to be myself. I'm just trying to be a single dude living this life now. It's always, well, what is this? Why must it have a title?
Because you didn't put peen in it. That's why.
But do you understand how? And a lot of people don't understand this. You understand how much more restrictive a title is in the grand scheme of everything?
Don't matter.
You're actually putting yourself in a box.
Don't matter.
That's where you belong, in the box.
Look, love the way you're doing that.
You in her box need a title. Ain't
I
when
don't,
you move,
I don't.
got the label of the box. That's how they say. Kitchen, bathroom, bedroom one.
What am I?
But that's not how I pack. That ain't how I pack. See, the way I pack is open up the box and put as much stuff that can fit in that box as possible. Close it up, pack up the next box. We'll sort it out when we get there.
That is for you. You're going off logic, sir. They told I want this. I want this. I need to have this.
That ain't organized. I got to know what shit go.
What it is
before it get there.
That is, and that's something that we actually do. I teach people about colorful personalities and like how your personalities and stuff. And it's so funny that most people who are like that traditional stuff, they always have that person that is like, but that don't matter to me. And then you understand y'all literally are opposites of the same spectrum. And you wondering why y'all butting heads.
Let me answer on. He asked me a question. He said, when I say son, you mean biological. So my oldest
son, yes, sorry about that.
No, that's all right. My oldest son is not my biological. I've been raising since he was 1 year old. And so the story goes to their point. I had a conversation, you know what I'm saying, with his pops, you know, from early, like, man, listen, whenever, you know, you want to come see your kid, that don't, you know, that don't have nothing. I'm not stopping that. Whatever you and his mom decide that y'all have, you know, that y'all want, this is early. Whatever y'all decided to do, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
As to Irwin's point, you know, what he chose to
Yeah.
just be
I'm
a
just gonna
father.
be me at the end of
So,
the day. I'm
and I
gonna
was just
provide
me.
for you like I'm providing for my own. Y'all living in the same house.
And so later on down the line, as my son got older, you know, he began to look and he started asking questions like, so I see you in all my sister baby pictures. Where you was at for mine? Why you ain't some of these early pictures? And so after a while, you know, he got to a certain age. I don't remember what age he was. He began to ask questions to his mom, and she answered the questions, and then she eventually she went and took him to see him
Mm-hmm.
without my knowledge, right? But it wasn't on no. Well, they had a conversation, and my son once they had the meeting, my son came back immediately and told me exactly what happened. And what it was for me was he told him when he addressed him by his name. When he talked about me, he said my dad. That's all I needed. That's all I needed.
I'm Gucci.
I'm fine with it, you know. So
Unc, I'll be honest with you. I love for you to come up and actually not do this in the text because I just want to hear your side of it. Again, there's no right or no wrong in here, but Unc said that there's something in him that he don't feel like he can do
well,
the stepdad thing. I was
I,
just curious to see if there was an origin story to that.
I'll say this about me. When I did it, I didn't know like it was a right or wrong thing to do. It was a situation when I had conversations and I had family members that was in that situation, and I also had conversations with my mom. So when I did it, it wasn't a thing of like, um, what am I doing? I just
Mm-hmm.
went into it all the way, like, and I didn't start from day one calling my son. Like it was when me and him developed our own personal relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And so, because it never was forced on me to do that. It was just something that organically happened. And
Yeah.
so I never looked at it like never was 1 foot in and 1 foot out with it. Once I was there, I was all the way there. And I've been there this entire time. And I've never been
Well,
disrespected not to
again,
do that.
provisions. We just talked about that in the first video. For you in a situation like that, you are an infrastructure. So at that point, you are just providing for another vehicle on that infrastructure, if you will. But you've always been that road. You
Mm-hmm,
just accepted another car on the road. That's all.
mm-hmm.
As the old folk used to say, throw more beans in the pot.
And, you know, man, I've gotten so much from that because he's 24 now. And he tells me damn near every time I see him about I wouldn't be who I am. I wouldn't have the confidence in myself. I wouldn't be where I'm at without you. So, I mean, hey man, I can call it luck. I can call it blessed. I can call it a lot of things. But man, making that decision is one that I don't regret. I've never looked at him as a step ever. That's my son, and so that's just what it's gonna be forever. And so, like, I really appreciate because he's helped me grow tremendously. So, you know,
For me, Uncle, let me tell you something. For me, as shit, I don't know, y'all. I might need to make a shirt called King Step fucking Daddy. That's fuck. For me, it's I can understand what you're saying. For me, it's knowing that I have a limited time on this planet, but I have a lot of shit I've learned that I need to get off. I got to get this off. So
he's
whoever
doing all
willing
right.
to learn it, I'm ready to give it to you. I'm ready to, you know what I'm saying? I don't give a shit who kids you is. You know what I'm saying? If I can make you a better man, then I'm here.
And,
Hey,
and honestly, that's
Matter of fact, you is a stepdad and you don't even know it.
hey,
it,
you
Every
see
one
the
of
old
them
link?
kids,
yeah, it's
every
in the
Okay,
one
chat.
of them
for sure.
kids that come sit in your chair and
I'm gonna
ask
send
you
it to
for
him personally.
advice. You a stepdaddy in a sense, man. You
But
somebody that's giving them guidance, and that's all the fucking stepdaddy is. Somebody to give some guidance when they don't have none.
but here's the thing: if done right, I mean, quite honestly, let's face it, fellas. If done right, we should be surrogate fathers to everybody at the end of the day, because if we have guidance that can help any young man, we have a moral obligation and duty to do that. Period. If you're a real man, I'm sorry, I did. That's me. You know, that's how I can speak, and I can only speak for me and me alone. I know those that I roll with feel that same way.
I sent you the link on the personally.
If Bree wouldn't have been ducking all them men back in '97,
Oh, see, you putting Bree business in the street. I'm not involved with that. Mm-mm.
she ain't won't be bothered with nobody. Now she won't be bothered.
Oh,
Everybody got
so
70.
what you saying is the same way Bree ducks coming on this live is the same way Bree been ducking people all
That's
life.
the one, Daniel, son. So now she ain't got no
Oh,
choice.
Bree,
Anybody
okay.
within her age range already got 72
First of
kids.
all,
I would take that, Bree. I come up here and tell her.
first of all, be my friend, and I'm not gonna let y'all do her like that. She gonna make the choice when she ready. That's my dog.
Choice to do what?
To
To
come up
allow
and join the
somebody to
narrative.
come in her life. You know what I'm
To
saying?
allow somebody to come
I mean,
Didn't we have a never mind?
we not
Bree,
don't Jay.
we're not doing this tonight. Bree, my friend, and I'm not. You know.
What's it, Bree, my friend? Bree
No,
is my sister.
That's my sister too. You know?
All right,
I'm not
then.
gonna.
Cool.
I'm not gonna allow you to do that. Nope.
No, I'm gonna tell her ass how T.I. is.
Nope.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Stop ducking the smoke.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry to interrupt us, but we have a very, very special guest in the green room, ready to come on up. Ain't seen him in a long time. The one, the only, Uncle Mel.
Yeah.
What's going on?
What's going on?
Not much,
What's
man.
up, on?
Not much. In the studio, everybody got their headphones on. Mine ain't plugged in, but y'all got yours on, so
That's all right. That's all right. You so
ain't plugged into nothing. Ain't plugged into nothing.
I miss you all. I
I
ain't
miss
much
y'all
gonna
too.
lie to you. I miss
I
you
miss
all.
y'all. Man,
Right,
man, how y'all started getting the stream y'all thing popping off on Instagram? This something new, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. We got together, and we decided that it was time to do something different with the platform, and
man.
that's what we did. Erwin, that's what he does. So he said, man, he want to produce this shit, and he's producing this
He
shit.
been producing the show, man, and all these episodes on YouTube, man. And we've been, just taking what we do on IG and bring it over to the
Yeah.
StreamYard world.
Absolutely.
We're
on
just trying to grow this
Instagram. We
thing,
on
man.
YouTube live at the same time.
Oh, y'all on YouTube live.
Yeah, we on YouTube live too. Yeah.
By the start of next month, we will be on Facebook Live too.
Probably, yeah.
And we'll try this Rumble thing. We about to flip flap.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man, you got to give it 100%, man. I started this a little bit before y'all, but I took a back seat. Just personal issues going on with those lady. But I'm a lot of content though. A lot of content gonna be coming. Yeah. Most of it's gonna be me whining and complaining like he sweat, but nevertheless.
Hey. And if you need a platform, if you got some things that you need to talk about, I'm pretty sure Jay and Mike ain't gonna have no problem hosting you.
Yeah. Every Tuesday at 7:30, we up here, man.
Yeah.
Every Tuesday at 7:30, we up here.
Okay.
We up here, man.
I wanted to talk about the stepfather thing. A lot of people are doing it. I think you probably got more stepfathers out there than guys who actually have their own children nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
I got a friend who has a stepson, but they look so much alike that you wouldn't know that's not his son.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing about me with being a stepfather is hard to find a little child that look like me. It's hard to find one. And Birdman older than me, we used to call him baby. We look alike. But I would have to be his stepson or something like that. Cause he would have to raise me. He got the money to afford the child support. I ain't got it. You see what I'm saying? So it's just hard to find a little dude that's bald head with big eyes that look like me. You know, so that's why I can't do it. Cause I don't want to answer them questions like who this little boy for at the family reunion, and he don't look nothing like me. You know, I want people.
Listen. I will say this. It's true enough. If you round them long enough, they're gonna start looking like you.
Man, I don't
At
know
a minimum, they gonna stake on traits and characteristics.
Like for
of you.
real. For real.
That is
If you
ridiculous.
round
Listen
them
to me.
long enough,
My
they begin
daughter
to-
acts like me through and through. I'm like, oh my God, you look like your mother, but you act exactly like
my
me.
son started looking like Brand. Look, he started looking like me.
And what about you, Jay?
Son, I got 4 of them running around here.
But they all light skinned, huh?
No,
Nah.
Oh,
2 of them on the darker persuasion, but that shit. Put them around me. Look.
you know, back in school, he was known as good looking. So, you know, if as long as he got a good looking woman who got children, it may not be hard for the children to look like him. But do you understand my struggle?
I can.
No, don't not entertain that shit.
I'm about validate, Mike. I gotta validate.
And the
I'm just
fact
trying
that
to
he
validate.
doing it, I'm gonna let you go. But the fact that he's doing it with a straight face,
What is straight? He is stage 4 serious. You hear me? He is stage 4
I am
serious.
facially challenged. I gotta find a woman and be like, look, she be like, I got children. Is that okay? I'm like, well, let me see him first, because he got to look like me. If he's too handsome, I can't claim him.
You don't know that he could be
It could
fifth
be
generation.
genes from like your generations and stuff.
Yeah,
You probably got good
come
genes.
down.
Man, let me.
That could be handed down from somewhere.
I'm gonna call Stunner and see what he doing. That's the only person I know that look like me. And we from the same city, so we sound alike. But
Uncle Beatrice, huh?
Yeah, bro. Look, when I was in the military, my partners, bro, they used to ask me to do this in the mirror, like do this. I'm like, come on, man, y'all stop that. But what's some of y'all struggles with being stepfathers? Y'all done got all that out the way.
No, well now there is no struggle. But in the Lord,
we can talk about it. Yeah, no, I'm okay with that. For me, I was lucky. I didn't have too many struggles. One of the biggest struggles I think I had was the discipline. As always, it's always the hardest one. That very first time you have to discipline them and seeing how that's going to play out, because every mother's usually okay with you being a stepdad until a rearing has to happen. Then things get weird.
The good thing about my situation is I never had to
I had rain. He had them fucking stress problems.
No, I didn't. I had rain once. You know what I'm saying? Once I've proved myself, and I think it's also looking at my family background and seeing where I came from. You know what I'm saying? And seeing how they open open on, because my aunt actually have a daycare in New Orleans. Been having one for years, and like I said, he's 24, and he went there. He went there. Actually, what's the dude named the wide receiver from the Bengals, who from the city?
Don't make me lie to you.
Chase. Chase actually went to my aunt's daycare when he was little. That's how long she been having. So I say that to say, he was welcomed in with open arms. So he basically was, from say 1 year old in that daycare with my people all day. He never was treated any different. You know what I'm saying? And he a part of this family. Always has.
I would say my daughter butt heads with her sisters one time, and then I had to regulate that. But I think after having to regulate that, it kind of was understood from that point forward. I had brought them all down and was like, look, you need to get used to everybody because nobody's going anywhere. We all kin, we all family. And I don't use step. I never have used step, and I've never described her as my stepchild at all. And I think that's a big factor in it too.
I dated a girl that had a child one time, and I asked her how she felt about disciplining her child, and she was like, well, you know, if he needed, but I don't want you to hit him too hard. And I looked at Dad in their face and say, I ain't gonna hit him no harder than I hit you.
See, I'm not
What?
with you.
What? What? Shit, if she could take a punch, that little nigga could take a punch out.
Bro,
No.
what's happening?
What?
You done brought Unc up. That's the problem.
I bet.
Bro,
Hey,
what
look.
is happening?
Look, you and I, look, all of us as black people know we got that one uncle that we know we should never give a live mic to.
That's
Let me
me.
tell
Don't
y'all
do it. Don't
Let me
do
tell
it.
y'all something. This is see, them two had it good. You understand me? Them two had potatoes and gravy and corn and rice. See me? All
Okay.
my life I had to fight. I had to fight
Light
for this
skin, I don't
position.
believe that.
You understand me? I didn't come in here and it was just, oh yeah, no, it was nigga, you ain't my motherfucking daddy. Nigga, what's happening? Knuckle up. I had, man, look here.
He had to earn that respect for sure.
I had to earn that shit, boy.
Now your stepchildren all boys, Jay?
No. One boy, 3 girls.
Oh yeah. Oh, and it was probably the girls more than the boy.
Boy, girls are work. See, boys gonna test your
That's
hand. If you can prove that to them, they're
You good.
fine. See, girls,
Manipulate you.
they
All up in there.
If the mama don't respect your ass or show you some kind of something,
You ain't never seen it. You ain't
How y'all
never.
discipline girls?
Same
that's
way.
easy.
Just take stuff away.
You want it, you can't get it. Not from me, any goddamn way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When certain things happen,
You have to take your time. I would say one of the things I would say, especially with girls, is you may have to explain a little bit more than you have to do with boys.
When stuff happened with them, it was more whatever happened with the people and the mama and the talking and the fussing and all that. I was kind of the voice of reason. I got to be the cool one. You know what I'm saying? I got to go in there, sit with them, and actually talk through the problem and really listen to them. Not have to deal with the anger of being mad at what you've done.
So but they benefited you.
Help me understand. And then
so
I'm
going to be the mediator.
Yeah, I mediated some shit. Well, and that's when they started saying, you know what? I fuck with you.
Well, from another my daughter, that's my biological daughter. But
no limit soldier.
My daughter. So with my daughter, it was a little bit different in the sense of when I forgot she was a certain age. And my mom and her mom actually lived in the same place. We separated. I was in a different place. So I had to come back and do some restructuring and rewiring because they was over there spoiling her to death. And then when I come here to change some stuff, now I look like the bad guy because that's their baby and they love her to death and they want to whatever. And I'm like, man, it ain't going down there. So I had to fight with that more than I ever had to do as far as with my son and doing the quote unquote step parenting, because I don't even say that, but with my son. So.
And see, that's what I was. You
don't even feel like one. You don't feel like one when you in it. You only realize you won when it comes to discipline.
Even then, I never. You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? When I had to discipline my son, it was my mom that asked his mom, are you okay with him doing that? And she had to tell my mom, no. It's fine. So it was a lot of different things that I had to work through in that regard. But as far as her, she never ever told me like, oh, don't touch my child or nothing like that. So it was cool in that regard.
And I think a lot of that comes back from that consistent experience. If you show who you are consistently, then again, we're going to lean into that. You want that. Everyone craves structure, especially children. Everyone wants some level of structure or discipline in their lives, whether they want to admit it.
They tell you that. When they get older, they tell you, man, you didn't care about my grades. And if you ain't worried about it, then what the fuck I'm going to be worried about it for? If you would have been on my ass then I would have been doing what I was supposed to do.
Oh yeah, we've definitely had that. But in the same token,
they'll
again,
tell you.
down the lines, they'll tell you down the line, especially my girls now that they're in their 20s, they'll all tell me. Even my youngest daughter will tell me, hey, what we appreciate is no matter how many different ways we came at you, you stayed the same. That's what they appreciate. Never did I get out of bag. Never did what they were expecting come to fruition. A lot of times, especially with girls, they're going to expect the worst because unfortunately, that's what they show of us, especially as we get old. They show the uglier side of men. So they expect us to be the ugly monsters. And when you show that you're actually a gentle giant, it throws them because they're not used to that.
Yeah, I think
It has to change their whole narrative. And sometimes the hard part that you're fighting is them not wanting to let go of that belief, no matter how much you've proven it.
you know what's funny about I want to say probably about I don't know, it may have been a couple of months back, maybe about a year ago. I had a conversation with my son. He wanted to tell me some things that he felt like there was a time in his life that I was a little too hard on him. And my son, he had a skin condition to where it was more internal and like it was he could feel it but you couldn't see it type deal.
Mhm.
And it would make him like he said it felt like needles and it was like there was just poking him and when he would get overly hot. But what I saw was I'm watching it take over him. Like he started using it as a crutch.
Mhm.
So I had to change my approach on how, like, I'm like, dog, you taking this in every situation, you using this to get out of things, or you using it as an excuse everywhere you go. And he had a conversation with me and he told me, he was like, Dad, like during that time, I think you was a little rough because you didn't understand it. I told him, I said, listen, it's not that I didn't understand it. It's the way I had to parent you at that time. I'm watching this thing take over you, and it was making you not attack life the way you needed to be because this was around the time when he was getting close. I think he was like a junior in high school at the time, but maybe even a senior. And it was more or less like I'm watching it, and I'm like, dog, like I can't coddle you with this one. Everybody else can, but I have to approach this totally different. And I didn't just totally didn't care, but I'm like, bro, like you gotta toughen this up. You gotta toughen up a little bit, bro. You have to a lot of it. Because nobody's not gonna keep letting you make an excuse for what's going on with you. And I had to really like, because it really, really had a hold on me at one point in time. And so I told him, I said, listen, it's not that I didn't care, it's the way that I had to parent you. I had to help you through that. Maybe not in a way that you necessarily like, but it's something that I seen from afar that you needed at the time. I said, which helps you not fold in life to this day. Because I didn't allow it to let that take over you. I said, you had your mom and your grandmothers and all those people willing to coddle you with that. I had to take a different approach. We all couldn't be in that same boat.
What they used to tell you, Mike? Leave him alone, baby. He itching.
Yeah,
right.
he hurting. That boy, I said, y'all didn't let me make that same excuse when I had asthma. Shit.
look what Mike said. Y'all don't put some calamine on that and send his ass to school.
Exactly. Go your ass to school, boy. You tripping. like he used to carry around like a towel with ice, and I ain't gonna lie, he used to piss me off. Toughen up.
Well, let me tell you something. See, with me, certain shit don't fly with me because I knew what I had to do. Motherfucker clothesline me playing football. Damn, that took my head off my fucking shoulders. I had to wear that fucking neck brace. Pulled the muscles on both sides of my neck, right? Oh, you going your ass to school. Fucking broke the ankle, had the cast on. Oh, you going your ass to school. Nigga, sister come in that bitch. Achoo. Oh, the baby. Oh, no, she got the man put in the man up.
Put in a bubble.
Bitch, I'm on my deathbed with the IV and the damn breath machine hooked on me. And you telling me.
No, you lying to me.
I got to go to school. Oh, you going to school now? What? I ain't got one life to give.
Jay, how you survive in a house full of women?
A man cave, son. What you mean?
Oh, that's why you always in there.
Always ask them where I'm at. If I'm not in here, I'm in that backyard.
Okay. The outdoor man cave, the wilderness,
Yeah,
the woods.
The wilderness. Yes.
Yeah.
either one. Like
And
when they all get together up in here, I got to disappear. I got to go somewhere.
And Sunflower, how you handle being in a house full of women?
Oh, I'm good. I'm not anymore. That's how.
Oh, they gone.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Now it's just me. Now it's just me and my two boys, and it's like dude's not out every time. I'm good.
Oh yeah,
Life is
man.
good. Just me and the fellas.
Ain't nothing like coming to a house smelling like nuts and corn chips, man.
Yeah, it's definitely feeding corn chips coming out of there from time to time. I will give you that.
For real.
I will tell you this. Even when it's not all women, let's just say it's woman, your daughter.
Sometimes just one
changes
the whole dynamic.
Look, this is what I was about to say. You know what used to piss me off when my daughter lived with us? My lady, my daughter, my son. And everybody got their own thing going on, and they cutting up and they making their noise and they doing whatever they doing. They can make all type of noise and be upset and flip the house upside down. The minute I get upset, what's wrong with Dad? The whole house turned. I'm like, I know y'all fucking lying to me.
Hey. Welcome to Provisions. Welcome to being
like when I would get upset, they would have side conversations.
Because again, this is the other side of that provision coin. Again, you want the infrastructure, but then what you don't understand is sometimes the infrastructure can have a bad day. Sometimes rain can also hit that road, and you forget that.
Listen, I used to work like 25 to 30 minutes from where we lived at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, after working 12 hours, you take that drive home, going through traffic and all this and all that stuff. I just wanted my first 10 minutes to be silent. I didn't want to disrespect nobody.
I think that's reasonable.
I'm like, listen, I wanted my first 10 minutes to just walk in the house, decompress, change my clothes, and then I'm prepared to talk to everybody one by one if need be. Man, I hit that door. The dog at me, my daughter at me, my lady at me, my son at me. And I'm just, but I wasn't doing that, but I felt that way and they could see.
And I think that goes back to that communication. A lot of times we as men, and I was guilty of this too, a lot of times we feel like people talking about, oh, well, you got to set your boundaries. When you're a provider, you're a man, you start telling people that is a luxury that most people don't have. I, as a man, sometimes don't have the luxury of setting boundaries.
Wait, you heard what you said? You said that's reasonable. When I said that wasn't reasonable to nobody in that house, including the dog. Me wanting 10 minutes of peace. It was a whole, Jay, I tell you, it was a whole thing because
Let me see if I got this right. Out of 24 hours, out of 1,440 minutes, you wanted 10
of silence.
And that was too much. You understand? That's like less than 1%.
He would have had to stay in the car for the 20 minutes before you go in the house. I would pull up in the driveway and wouldn't get out the car.
This is what happened with that, right? So I had to tell him, hey, man, you've been gone all day. These people excited to see you. They want to talk, right?
No,
but I had to tell them because I had two totally different conversations.
Exactly. Absolutely.
And a conversation with him, telling him what it was with them. And then I had a conversation with them and saying, hey, that man been busting ass for 12 hours.
minutes.
He just need 10 minutes to decompress. Y'all can't give a nigga some space right quick? Soon as it comes up, though.
Irvin, let me tell you what I told him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you what I told him. This is respectfully. Hey, man, they ain't seen you all day. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I'm not asking for a lot.
Yeah, I get it.
But
the dog get priority with me.
I'm not doing this with you.
He all nice to the dog and I'm like, I said, all the dog want is a pat on the head, a little love, and she gone. Y'all want problem solved.
The
Yep,
dog
that's
wants
what I
to
was thinking.
walk
They're
or
like,
some
oh,
food.
welcome home, problem solver. You will get a problem. You will get a problem. You will get a problem.
Look, fellas, let me explain something to you. One time I went to Canada for work, and I kid you not, I come back and half my house was in darkness. Not the whole house. Half the house was in darkness. I'm asking, why is half the house dark? We don't know what happened. It happened like the day after you left. I was gone for like 4 days, fellas.
Ooh.
2 of the breakers tripped. And do you think any of them tripped the breaker? Asked about the breaker, wondered about the breaker, wonder why only half the lights was working.
What is that?
Did y'all talk while you were in Canada?
Yeah.
And nobody mentioned.
No. I know they didn't. I know they didn't. They will not
Unc, why
tell
you
you.
asking questions to answers you already know? You way smarter than that.
I know they
I
didn't.
can see the brain on that head of yours. Ain't no way I'm gonna sit here and believe that you don't know the answer to that question, huh?
Check this out. When me and my BM separated and my son was living with her, you don't know how many times I talk, check in, make sure everybody's straight. Something to happen, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, such and such happened 2 weeks ago." Da da da. Why you ain't say nothing? He would blame it on his mom, and she would blame it on him. I
Now,
thought he told you.
I used to, here's the thing. I used to have that problem, but that goes back to setting those boundaries. At some point, I had to say, hey, that is a child. You are an adult. Responsibility and accountability.
Listen,
At the end of the day,
listen.
you have the obligation to tell me. He is optional as a child. You
my
are
son-
mandatory.
Look, it used to piss me off. My son, he was real proper growing up. He still has a bit of proper in him, but like this how he would say this. I'd be like, bro, why you didn't tell me? Mommy didn't tell you. So mommy didn't tell you.
Nah, here's the thing. I would respect him. He's well more within his right to say that than she is in expecting him.
He was using that shit as a
Nah, he was, but I'm still going back from the adult
he
situation.
kept that shit in his back
Anytime
pocket, boy.
I had a problem, I would go first to the mom and be like, hey, I need to be hearing this from you first.
But he learned manipulation from his mama because when his daddy asked him a question, he asked the question back. He didn't answer the question.
That's the one, son.
And that's what the women in our lives do. They answer questions with questions. So
you
why
know
you didn't tell me this? Mom ain't tell you?
Look, to his point, right? She would act like I'm painting her like the bad person. I'm like, dog, I talked to you. Why you didn't?
All I'm asking is you can tell me. We talked. We just talked yesterday. You had just you
I'm
could
always
have said
wrong.
something.
I'm always wrong.
I didn't.
I
They
hate
no
you,
right or
right.
wrong. I'm just asking you, why didn't you say something? What am I missing?
I'm surprised he just didn't ask you, am I the adult? Am I the adult?
Eventually,
Look here, fellas. I'm gonna tell you right now. If you want to be treated like a child, I'm gonna treat you like a child. You be treated like a grown person, I'm gonna treat you like a grown person.
But listen.
But that being said, women are children.
In most situations, they want to learn, similar to a child wants to learn.
I like the way you clean that up, Uncle.
Look.
I like when you clean that up, Herb.
You know, look, it's a sunflower at the end of the day. It's what I do.
Look. One thing Irwin is very good at. He hears something, he be like, yeah, let me turn that.
Let me explain what he's really trying to say in these situations.
Look, I hit him with like a topic, right? And I have my crazy, I'm like, I say anything, like, we're gonna talk about this and we're gonna call it this.
I'm like, so what I'm hearing is you want to talk about this. Yeah. Let's go with that. Good answer.
He'd be like,
good answer.
So you sure you want to? Damn. You don't never let me have no fun.
No, I give you one last chance. I'm like, all right. So are you sure you want to go with this? Here's what I wrote. But if you want to go with it, we can go with it.
It's on my shoulder. I know right from wrong. So I be like,
hey, look, I'm just a producer. This is your show, man. This is y'all show. I'm just here. I'm in the back.
But
I believe in what we doing here.
listen, that dynamic, it does get a little different, man, as far as like when they get older. And again, I can be honest and say, like, there were situations where as he got older, it was kind of like picking sides.
Mm-hmm.
What my story, her story, and trying to figure out what was the truth. And at one point, I used to just let it live and just let it be. But then at one point, then I decided I'm like, no, man, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to sacrifice that relationship. I don't want to do it. I want him to know the truth, the absolute truth, why things happen the way they happen, and let him decide.
Mm-hmm.
And in the beginning, he didn't want to see his mom in a certain light, and he struggled with it.
Yeah.
Until he had no choice. It was.
Well, it goes back to the consistency thing. At some point, you have to just run the numbers. You have to look and be like, because I even had this conversation where mine were like, you know what? Sometimes we can admit that based on what we've seen, this is the best version of you. We know why it is. We don't want to admit it, but we also see how you've been now. And I'm like, okay, just hold your course. Hold your course.
It's tough, man. Like, just when you in
I
it.
mean, hell, as adults, we appreciate a person that consistently shows up, right?
Right.
So you don't think that's any different for a child?
Nah, but at the same time, it's like, and I know every adult don't show that, but it's tough. Like when it comes to the children, because they're still trying to mature and trying to figure out things and not go off based off their feelings. So it's like my feelings are how I want to see both my parents. Because if I had my choice, I would have them together.
Yeah.
But if it can't be, I would at least want them to be cordial, and I want everything to work a certain way, and I want it to look a certain way. I want to have a certain structure.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, some people just don't know how to be consistent, as to Irwin's point, to keep a certain setting for everybody to be comfortable inside of.
Or like that. I know in back in my day, I wanted 2 Christmases. Shit on this shit. Y'all niggas, if y'all can't get it together, give me 2 Christmases, goddamn it.
At a minimum, right? I think that's only fair.
Yes. 2 birthday parties. 2 everything.
Well,
I need to be in this house with y'all with all this bull.
Here's the thing: what you want, and how somebody gonna feel away on the other side for you doing that, especially if yours get to be like, because guess what? You run the risk that one parent has more of a family setting than the other.
This is true.
And so now it's like they get put through more pain going back home, and you over on the other side. So it's tough to try to find that balance.
Yeah,
because
that's you thinking about it from an adult standpoint, thinking about the psychology of a kid, right? The psychology of me as a child was, man, first of all, I ain't even gotta have two Christmases. Long as I ain't gotta have Christmas with this motherfucker.
That part, right?
No, I know. No, I get what you're saying. The point I'm trying to make, that child go over to that other side, and y'all done had a party with all the trimmings, and it's fun, and they want to talk about how much they enjoyed their time over there. Boy, it get dark over there. It get dark over there.
You didn't want to get your shit together. Let it get dark.
Now you're talking like an adult. Now you're talking like an adult. Because again, the way that child gets molded, it's a lot. Trust me, boy, I could really go deep into that dynamic. Now that's another that'll be all night. I don't want to even start that. But
I mean, I get what you're saying, because at the end of the day, let's say, God forbid, some shit goes south, and it's this. Well, you already know how I'm coming.
No, listen. I've been there to where I felt like something wasn't right. You know. I done hopped in my car and pulled up.
Oh yeah.
But here's the thing. That's you channeling it from an adult. What that child's ultimately going through, what you did don't even really matter that much. because the actions have already happened.
Yeah, but
You
see,
know what I'm
that's also with that kid expecting something from the other person.
I'm not talking about it.
Knowing they're
I'm
not
not,
getting
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, okay, let's put it this way. You have your party over here. They have their party over here. Like I
Okay.
said, your party as the father has more of a family structure. What does
Mhm.
that mean? There's a new woman in there. There
Oh,
could
yeah.
be new siblings. Everything over there. It looks like a family over here.
Smoke
Mhm.
detector not going off.
That
Beep.
part.
Beeping
All that stuff looks a certain way, right? And y'all able to provide that setting.
Mhm.
Now that child has to go back with their gifts, unless you're gonna leave it over there. But if you get them video games and all that, you know they're gonna want to take that home.
Right.
Now they got to deal with the wrath of that attitude and what that parent is doing to them that you don't know about because you're not physically there. And I ain't even talking about just hitting or nothing like that. I'm talking about the words, the stuff that they tell them that sticks with them.
Mhm.
That, yeah, you can try to fix it after the fact, but they've already gone through it, man. That's a tough ass thing to try to massage and deal with. We spoke on that with Fred a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
We spoke on
Now, this is the thing I didn't say, you know what I'm saying? Because I was just like, but now imagine that shit in the same house. Imagine that shit in the same house.
right?
Ain't no, oh, you get to go over here and it's something different. Because you know what I'm saying, y'all, nobody sees what's going on over here. You as a kid, nobody sees what you got to deal with over here. But what about you as a kid? This shit thrown in your face. You all in the same fucking house, and it's
With
going
both,
down.
with both of the parents?
Huh?
With both of the parents?
With both of the parents.
Is that likely to happen?
Yes, it happened to me.
The same issues?
One child getting treated like top of the hill, and the
Okay.
other child getting thrown under the fucking rug
In the same
Oh,
house.
you're talking about
in the,
that.
in
Oh,
the same house.
you're talking about something
So
different.
the
I think
birthday
we still talking
party,
about Christmas.
the birthday party where it's all this here and it's all that, or going to this ceremony, or going to this sporting event, or going or showing up for somebody,
Oh,
and then the other person just
so
it's just there.
basically, you go to one of the siblings' party. They putting out Nikes and PlayStations and Xboxes and all that, and then when it's time for your party, you getting Air Sights and you getting a goddamn Atari.
How about you? It's only had one ever party. One.
I grew up the only child, so I'm not able to relate to this one.
Oh no,
that
no,
part.
no! You definitely got it good.
Happy,
You
No,
definitely.
me too.
Oh, you too. Oh, yeah. Privileged bastards.
Yeah, exactly. There you go, E. There you go, E.
Whoa.
I have siblings, but I was the only one my daddy raised.
So pretty much the only child.
I say
Yeah.
this. I say this. I'm the only child, but the way my family, how we was raised, my cousins was my brothers, and we're close in age.
Okay.
So and my cousins, and they was always around. Like my, that's how my family is. Like we always raised like around each other. So it's like even though I am the only child and I did spend a lot of time by myself, for the most part, I always had a cousin or somebody around me because like my mom and her sister, like her immediate sister, like we grew up like basically before her sister had kids, I was her son. And so when she had kids, we just that's kind of how it was. So like I think I got the best of both worlds. I was the only child, and I had siblings, cousins.
I ain't gonna stay on too much longer, but I wanted to ask y'all something on the previous topic before
Okay.
I go. So with y'all being stepfathers, so I want to do a yes or no, and then on the next question, I want y'all to be a little bit more in depth.
Okay.
Yes or no.
Okay.
So did y'all have to sacrifice anything, no matter how small, when y'all
Yes.
entered a relationship and became stepfathers? Any sacrifices whatsoever? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Unanimously, yes. Okay.
Yes.
Now, individually answer, were the women worth it? Yes, no, and why? Like, what did the mother of these children give to you to where it was worth your sacrifice?
I personally, my son. That's what she gave me. Even though
The
he was
biological.
no.
Like him.
Him.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
She gave me him, like, because when I speak on it, when people ask me about my kids, I always talk about him first. That is my first. That's my first child.
Yeah, because I'll be honest with you, I didn't even know until just now. I was like, oh, okay. I just always assumed.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I think we spoke on. I spoke on. We did
like
this
briefly
before,
once. Yeah, I think it was years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the best thing that she could have gave me out of that, of course, my daughter, but him, for like, I think I benefited because he helped me grow up so much, because it was always there. Like, from the time I think I was like 20, somewhere in that area, 19, 20, somewhere, when I first met her. And, like, again, I stayed within like a year. Like, we had kind of developed that bond, and then, just from that point on. But I would tell you this. I think something that helped me through this, and the way I see it through this lens, my mom, for whatever reason, told me early. She's like, look, if you meet a woman that has a kid and you decide to be with her, that is a package deal. So it
true.
just so happened when I went into it with that mindset. So there was no hesitation on my part. Once I was in it and we decided we was gonna be together, I was in it.
I think why your mama told you that, though.
But I would say this. I'm not gonna even lie, and I'll be honest with y'all. I also wish she would have also gave me the opposite end of it. She only gave me the first part.
Yeah.
Like, and I think to where, because I will say this, and I've even told him this, like, if I had to do it over, I may not have made that decision to put myself on the line in that way, being so young.
Yeah, you was on the 20. I'm like, man, yeah. I thought I'd been 27 or something.
No. I was 20, but again, I want to make it perfectly clear. She never put the pressure on me that I had to do this. It was my mindset and the way I approached it to take the route that I took. But I wish, just from my mom's standpoint, my mom would have told me, the opposite end, to, like, hey, you don't necessarily have to go into it that way, but if you choose to, then this is what you have to do. But now that I have it, and now that I've been through it, man, I wouldn't change it. I definitely wouldn't change it for the world, man. Like, I love that dude with everything in me. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, he gonna always be a part of me. It's always, so much so, honestly, we just never did it for a long time. When he was like 16, 17, he was always talking about, like, man, I want to have your last name. I want to change it. We just never did it. But I mean, at the end of the day, nobody looks at him in my family no less, no nothing. He can call any of them, and in actuality, like, we are all out here in Texas, but when he goes back home, when he visits, he go by, I'm not gonna say mine, he gonna go by my side. He don't necessarily go too much to the other side. I mean, he'll go by, shoot by them and say what's up, but he gonna stay over there.
You're going to close his eyes over there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Jay, what made it worth it for you? Because you got a lot over there. You got a village.
The ability to actually be there for some kids that didn't have nobody to be there for them at that time like that. Because I had been through that. I had to live in a house where you didn't know what was going to pop the fuck off or how it was going to go. It wasn't no guidance. Boy, it was warfare. You understand me? I had seen some shit in my day. And every woman that I've ever dated that had a kid, it gave me the chance to be a father before I was ever really a father. It gave me the chance to see how I would be if I had my own. So I thank them all for that. You know what I'm saying? Because they gave me that range to be there to do this, to do that. It's for me to see how I would be, how I would parent, how I would do this and do that. And I use all that same shit now to this day from all across the board. So
Boy, they about to call you on the phone and be like, say, bro, I saw on the podcast you using us for practice.
yeah, yes, I will. Yeah, all that.
Can I say this as somebody who's been there throughout his process with them from the beginning up to date? I would say he needed them just as much as they, as vice versa. He needed them for a certain, that family setting, like he speaks about. He needed it, and I think eventually he got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to buck him up or nothing, but they do the dope.
He don't need it. He really don't.
The cool thing around Christmas when they do the family pics, and you know what I'm saying, and all that stuff, and that structure is real dope. So just as somebody who, again, we all know Jay from certain aspects, but I know Jay from shit, and he was there through our whole process. Since what we was 17, 18, with something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So and knowing who he was then compared to who he is now, I think there were a lot of benefits from being in that setting, and it's work. Trust me, it's work. Ain't nothing about this shit peachy and cream, but it's work. But
yeah, man, to come into
what the woman gave you.
For me, well, I would say besides my boys, it gave me the ability to experience something that I guess was unique. Since I had my girls first, it was a unique experience to raise a girl that you don't have complete ties to, biological ties to, and for that girl to choose to call you father versus my other two daughters have to call me father. There is something in that choice that very few people will ever experience and or appreciate, but there's something in knowing that that person wants you to be their dad, as opposed to wondering if it's doing it because it's an obligation, because of blood or anything like that. Now, I don't question that with my kids, but that's just a unique connection that I have only with her. No different than I have with my son, who's the fifth of my name. There's just certain things that are unique. Like that is a connection that I can't replicate with none of my other kids. And that's something that we have because I didn't get that title. She gave me that title. So it's a whole different thing to be chosen.
Yes, it is. Because y'all know the troubles I had with my boy. And me and my boy, some shit went down. My boy told me he loved me. That's all I needed to hear for the rest of my life.
Right? Look, when mine called me father instead of dad, I was like, well, why you don't just call me dad? She was like, I had a dad. He was useless. You are an actual father. I was like, oh.
I think when my son tells me,
I didn't know how to react to that.
when he told me, man, like, you the reason why I am the way that I am, and he was just like everything. That. He was like, all I want to do is make you proud. Man.
Let me explain something. To inspire, not just your child, just to inspire a person is way different, because we can have control. You can make a person do anything. You can get control, be it temporary. But you see, when you inspire a person, that shit's permanent. That shit's ingrained. That's a whole different level.
It's late, and I ain't gonna do it right now. But at some point, I want to get back up here, and I'm gonna get my son up here, and I'm gonna let him tell y'all, in his own words, of what this was like, from the other side.
You know what I'm gonna do too? On that note, let me see. I'm gonna talk to my girls. I'm gonna talk to my kids too. Maybe for the Father's Day one, we see what we can do.
Yeah.
Now, y'all fathers with daughters. I watch Stars. They got a lot of good shows on there on Stars. Oh. What are y'all doing to make sure that they are not on the next season of P-Valley?
First, I'd have to watch P-Valley to know what the hell it was. So let's start with that.
I think. Listen. As a man, when Jay said a no limit soldier, that meant so many things about my daughter. But I think you reach a point where you're gonna always be a parent, but when it gets to, because my daughter's 21, you're just coaching at this point. You
I
just
was
kind
just
of
about to say, at some point, you go from the way to treat is that you go from like that hands-on person
yeah.
to that more manager to more director. Now you're more mentor, producer. Like I'm going to
Yeah.
help produce things. I'm going to help you take
Yeah,
your ideas to
coach.
fruition, coach you through them, things like that. Like I always tell people, I equate raising children to like archery. You know, you that structure, you know, for the mom's supposed to be that bow, but that man is that bow, that taunt that pulls back and everything like that. And you can aim it and guide it all day long, adjust for the weather, account for all of that. But to see the moment you let that arrow go, it's out of your hands. All you can do is hope that during that 18 years you aimed and you took account for everything, and you can just pray it hit the mark. But once you let it go, you can't do a damn thing about that arrow.
Sure.
Well, what I do is I let them know, hey, if that's what you want to do, I support you. I support you so much so that I'm gonna be on that stage in my shit, dancing off a jump on it. Now, if you can live with that, if you can live with seeing me up there,
Yeah.
in all my glory,
Yeah.
let's go.
If
Yeah,
you don't hop on the stage dancing like you did before you jumped on this live stream, I ain't ready for that.
Yeah, that'll keep their ass right where they need to be.
Well, let her know they ain't call you genuine for no reason.
Let me say something. Let me tell you a quick story. Quick story, right? Oh well, Jay, Jay. We know Jay used to perform. I used to perform as well. So me and Jay used to be on a lot of the same shows. Now, sometimes they would go first, sometimes we would go first, or whatever. So this particular show, we get there a little late. We performing after them. So we walking in there. Nah, get your ass back here. Don't you leave. Come here. So anyway, so we see people performing and we didn't know who it was at first. So I look up on the stage and all I see is the back of a do-rag flapping, right? It's just flapping. It's going from side to side.
No free promotion. No free promotion.
Wait. It's going from side to side, side to side. So as I come through and I can see the actual stage, this boy up there, do-rag, leopard boxers, and socks.
Damn.
Getting it on.
Wow.
Dance.
Women going, hey!
With the leopard.
I'm like, the leopard boxers.
With leopard boxers.
And they were silk, motherfuckers.
I'm like, oh.
Dun, 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 dun.
The funniest shit ever. I would never let him live that down. Leopard boxers, do-rag flapping, socks on.
Socks.
Yes.
That's why I say
knee-high socks, crew socks, ankle socks.
Does it matter?
No. Look, they were ankle socks. That's all niggas used to wear. Leopard boxers, ankle socks, and do-rag with the flap out.
You're killing me.
Yeah. So,
Man, I'm gonna let y'all fellas go, man. I appreciate y'all for having me on.
for
Absolutely.
sure.
Real good seeing y'all. We about to wrap up ourselves.
7:30.
7:30, man. When you got something
right.
going, let us know. We coming.
7:30 on Tuesdays.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, I'm proud of y'all for getting this streaming thing going, man. This is nice right here.
Oh, not a problem, huh? Appreciate you.
Nice
Appreciate
right
you. I understand. Again, I want to thank Jay and Mike for even giving me the opportunity to even do this.
You know how to stream before they started the podcast to begin with?
Yeah.
What took you so long?
Just finally reached out to him.
I think
we talked about it in the past, but I think back then, we didn't really see. I didn't show a proof of concept and how to basically figure it out.
What we needed
exactly.
to get. And also, we were trying to do an actual live stream from a venue.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember that conversation.
We got something going. We still got that shit up.
Oh, that's still going. That still can happen.
And I think also what happened, we took a break. I think we had got stagnant. Life was life, and we just.
Oh yeah, I know. I fell off the grid for a minute. I had to put my head down.
We wasn't doing nothing, and then we looked up, and man, it was 6 months. I'm like, Jay, dog, we did probably one live in about 5 to 6 months, and we started self-reflecting. He blamed me, of course. I blamed him, and we was like, man, we got to do something. And so when he said, he said, man, me and Irvin spoke, and we want to do X, Y, and Z. It's like, you know what, bro? Let's get back to it, because I think honestly, we did a lot of dope work. You know what I'm saying? And we met a lot of cool people, and I think we helped some folks. And so I think this we want to continue to do in our way. You know what I'm saying? And we just kind of we still knocking the dust off, trying to get it back right, and do what we do. But man, I like what we got going on. I think, man, I love all the shows that we've done so far, and I think once
these have
people
been
really
some
catch
amazing
on,
ones.
I think when people really catch on and like go back and start watching them, they'll really see how special this thing is. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a part of it. I also study these podcasts and I watch them and I kind of, see what they do and compared to what we do. And I think a lot of times, like tonight, we had two concepts that we talked about and it kind of spawned into something else that's important. You know what I'm saying? The questions you ask, about being a stepfather and just just getting into it and getting that in-depth conversation that men go through on this stepfather thing. But yeah, we ain't gonna hold you up too much longer. But yeah, but come back, bro. It's happening for real.
All right. I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. Good night.
All right, have a good one.
Later.
So I don't know what he got going on.
One second.
Right, Zeke.
Hey, y'all, mic hands need to be going like this right now.
Yeah.
This has been the Narrative Project Podcast. Tuesdays, 7:30. Y'all know where to be. Y'all need to be on that YouTube, liking, subscribing, and telling the people give us our plaques and racks. Y'all need to go on the Instagram. Y'all need to follow the pages. Y'all need. We gonna try some stuff with this Rumble thing. Hey, we gonna move it around. We gonna get on Facebook next. Next week we on Facebook.
Bottom line, we trying to do our part, man. We need y'all to do y'all part to help this thing grow, to get it to where we need it to be, because people need to hear this message, and we need to get more people to be a part of this Narrative Project Podcast family. Because, man, we a family around here for sure.
Absolutely.
So, as always, man, we love doing what we do. This has been 2 hours and some change. Shout out to Uncle Mel for tapping in with us. Everybody in the comments, Bree, you know what I'm saying? Young Tad the Prince, everybody who tapped in with us, man. Come back next week, 7:30, Tuesday. We're back with another live Narrative Project Podcast. I'm your boy Mike. That is JD Icon, and that is Irwin the Fourth, producer extraordinaire. And we out, man. Love y'all. Y'all be cool. One.
Thank you for tuning in into the Narrative Project Podcast. We hope you enjoyed tonight's narrative on provision and leadership. Remember, your story matters, and together we can shape the conversation. Join us next Tuesday at 7:30 Central on Instagram and YouTube for other engaging discussions. Don't forget to follow us on social media and share your thoughts. Until next time, stay curious, stay engaged, and keep the conversation going. This is the Narrative Project Podcast, signing off. Good night.